Okay. Well, good morning, full banker George. I hope you had a nice weekend. I hope you like the rain also. I love it because the air is so much better this morning. So, hey, I hope that this new week will be a pleasant one for all of you. Okay. 2025 is supposed to be a year that we turn around with the real estate. But so far, we haven't seen much effect yet. The interest rate is still pretty high. It's still hovering at a 7%. And over the weekend, there's some development. The AI fiasco. Uh, prompted the Treasury rate to go down. So once you see the Treasury rate go down, the mortgage rate should follow a little bit. But there's still uncertainty with the Fed rate, because they're supposed to be staying the interest rate. They're not going to reduce the rate. The meeting on Wednesday, this Wednesday, which is 2 days from now. So we'll see what happened. I hope they will agree with Trump that they should reduce the interest rate a little bit, and so that will help the real estate market. But Jerome Powell is a very stubborn guy, so I don't know whether he'll heed pleading or not. Well, without much help from the interest rate, I'm sure that the real estate will be a little slower on the start for 2025, which is what we are experiencing right now. So, but let's keep our fingers crossed and hope for the best for 2025. I think, I mean, my intuition think that the 2025 should be better. So let's hope for a better year. Okay. With that, I would like to open the meeting to all the affiliates. And I thank the affiliates for coming in. And let's start with John. John?
Thank you, Peter. Thank you. I want to thank all who attended my class. I had a really good class, some great questions from everybody, and it was taped, so you do have an opportunity to view it. We'll set it up again later on in the year, but I just want to thank you. I want to remind you, yes, unfortunately, we did get rain. It did come a little bit late, but now we have to look out for the burn areas, the flooding that's occurring from there, mudslides. All these areas now have to be looked at very carefully. Don't drive up streets. Don't drive across, higher than a couple inches of water because it's misleading and you could get stuck. But easy to check out. You can order the free renter's report or check out both the fire, flood, earthquake, fault, seismic hazard on the hazard preview. Remember, you must have a renter's report for your leases. We're the only ones with the free lease report. We also have a property tax estimator, and it's available to help you with your buyers. A lot of people are looking to be placed in homes, temporary, permanent. So reach out, talk to them, let them know that you have the information and you have the skills and you're the best person to talk to regarding helping them get settled in their new homes. And then keep touching your sphere of influence. I can't tell you that enough. The sphere of influence, asking them how they're doing, going in there indirectly, letting them know they're there to answer questions, all their questions, whether it's safety, whether it's real estate, you're there to help them. And I thank you very much for allowing me to be a part of this group and for so many years and be able to educate you and support you. I've been doing this for 30 years. My information will be in the chat. Thank you so much, Peter, Michelle, and everybody.
Thank you, John. And also thank you for coming to the Lunch to Learn last Friday at the Wednesday. Your information is much needed during this disastrous period.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much. All right, the next is Nancy Chen from Lawyer's Title. Nancy, good morning.
Good morning. Good morning, everybody. There's a lot of rental that people are they have their display, so they're really trying to rent. And one thing you have to, if your client's renting a property, call their insurance companies because a lot of sellers, the owners or landlords are asking for renters insurance. and a lot of them are not doing anything about it. So you have to really get that insurance in place, because otherwise there's multiple people trying to get the house and you're not going to be able to get it. I know a lot of realtors are doing a lot of good jobs helping the renters to relocate without charging any fee. So there's a lot of generosity out there. There's a lot of people doing. So I think construction and architect, the city is going to be very busy. So always, you need city approval for any inspections, so be ahead of time. El Monte needs it, Azusa needs it. So go into the city and get in line, because they're going to be bombarded with all kinds of stuff. So realtors, you have to be more aggressive, you have to be prepared, and you have to be on top of it. And disclosure, of course, John will disclose all the new fire zones and stuff like that. And so thank you so much, Nancy Chan, always here to help you for 41 years. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you. Hi, everybody. Bye.
Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, the renters insurance is a good idea, and it's not that expensive, so it's a good thing to get. And I'm sure that the landlord will increasingly require the renters to get renters insurance from now on. So just bear in mind when you are trying to lease, doing leasing for the residential properties. Okay, thank you, Nancy. All right, next is Nicole Manat from Fidelity National. Nicole, please.
Good morning. Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here with all of you, and wishing those of you that are celebrating Gong Hei Fat Choi, Gong Si Fat Sai, wishing you a healthy, happy, and prosperous year of the snake. And we do have a survival guide that LA County has put out. I'll send that in an email, Peter, then that way you can forward it on.
Yeah.
Okay, so just wanted to share that with you.
I think you just sent me one last week. Is that the same one?
This one's slightly different because it has a checklist as well.
Okay, I'll e-blast it. Yeah, no problem.
And then also just a heads up, and I don't know if you're going to be discussing this with the agents, but the FCC postponed the effective date of the one-on-one consent rule for the cold calling. They've pushed it out. So I'll forward that to you as well if you're not going to be discussing that, okay?
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you. We're here to help you with all of your title needs. Nicole and Yvonne, Fidelity National Title, wishing you a successful day and week.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And your information is always very useful, and we welcome and thank you for that.
Thank you.
Thank you. Next is Alba Moy. Alba,
good
morning.
morning. Good morning, Peter. Good morning, Michelle. Good morning, everybody. I wanted to wish everybody a very happy new year, very successful, healthy, and prosperous new year. And I'm Alba Moy from Moy Escrow, Alhambra. I'm here for you anytime, 24/7. You can leave a message. Thank you.
Thank you, Alba. Thank you very much. I think that's all the affiliates other than the Yolanda Arenas, who is going to be a spotlight affiliate spotlight today. So anybody who came in late want to just speak up, please? Well, if not, then let's welcome the Yolanda from WFG. Yolanda is very experienced title rep, and I always see her around the building, and so it's nice to see her because you always crack a big smile,
Thank you. Thank you.
With that, let's welcome the Yolanda, please.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you so much. Thank you, Peter and Michelle. WFG National Title Company loves working with all of you, and it's so nice to always go into your office, and I enjoy the agents. They're always so professional and so pleasant. So thank you for the invitation. I appreciate it.
Yeah.
So I'm actually talking about something that's very dear to my heart, and that's farming and prospecting. So I'm not sure, some of you might know, but some of you may not. I actually used to sell real estate 43 years ago. I guess I'm dating myself, but I did sell real estate for 4 years. So real estate is very passionate. I understand what you go through. I understand how hard it is to get a listing order to get an offer accepted and to close a transaction. So I'm here to talk about farming and prospecting in 2025. Now, from my past experience, I've always noticed that listings are always good in the month of January, February, March. You always see a boost in listings. And so far, there's a boost in listings, and I'm really excited. I see more listings. We have access to the REA reports, and we see the open orders or the listings that come out in the area. And there's definitely more listings. So that is a plus. That's a positive. I always say to my customers, there's always a need to buy and there's always a need to sell, regardless of what's going on in the industry, regardless what's going on in the world, economics, interest rates. Somebody always needs to buy and somebody always needs to sell. So prospecting right now is the best. And so I always tell my customers, we have to first and foremost, we want to target our sphere of influence. So first and foremost, your family and friends. I always have a saying, don't be a secret agent. Let everyone know that you sell real estate. And believe me, you're attending events, parties. People always have questions regarding real estate, always, whether it's the interest rates or the prices of homes. You always want to let all your family and friends know that you sell real estate. Second, and this is probably the most important, and I always want to focus on, is you want to work smarter, not harder. So I know a lot of you have been in the business a long time, and I'm sure you have an awesome clientele base. You always want to focus on your past customers. Okay, so how many times have you heard, or even yourself, taken a listing? Do you ever stop to think, how come they did that seller didn't go back to the agent who sold them the property? Is it because that agent is retired? Or is it because the agent did not do follow-up? You always want to follow up and keep in touch with your customers, your past customers, whether you represented them as a buyer or a seller. Now, even if it's a seller and they moved out of the area, they know people in your farm area, in your territory. So you want to work off of referral business. And or if they're in the area still, you want repeat business. So that is working smarter, because I know when you sold them that property or you sold their property, I know you did a wonderful job. They already know you. You already have a relationship with them. Don't be their agent for one transaction. Be their agent for life. Okay, I'm going to say that again. Don't be their agent for one transaction. Be their agent for life. So keep in contact with them. Like I mentioned to you, I sold real estate for 4 years. But in my short, brief real estate career, 4 years, I had a lot of repeat and referral business. Even years later, I had people contact me afterwards. And on this, I even had someone contact me, track me down just 2 years ago. I sold them their house in 1983. Okay, it's crazy. So you want to keep in touch with your customers. So what do? At least visit them, if you can, in person twice a year. Okay, so holidays is always a great time. Go visit them, whether you take them a bottle of wine, bake cookies, or get them a little dessert or a little basket, whatever, your calendar, whatever it is, go visit them. The ones that are close by. And then in summertime was the second time I used to visit. And that was like every 6 months. And I got a lot of repeat and referral business. Now, in today's market, it's a lot easier because of social media. I didn't have social media back then. I didn't have Facebook or Instagram or even emails or anything like that back then. So it's a lot easier now to keep in touch with your database. And that is going to be the core of your farming. Always prospect your core base. And then agents ask me, well, Yoli, what do I say to them? What do I have to say? Even contacting them twice, 3, 4 times a year. There's always a lot to say. Like right now, we're so close to the burned areas. Contact your clients. Ask them, are you okay? Do you need anything? Were you affected by the fires? Is there any way I can assist you? This just gives them something. You want to be their realtor again for life. Sometimes I have clients who say, Yoli, I contact them, I keep in contact, and now they're asking me, oh, do you know a plumber? Or do you know a good termite company? Or do you know a trust attorney? So you want to be in conversation with them always. They will always need something real estate related. So it is very important that you be in touch with them. So that is the next core. The next group of people you should target and farm is anybody you do business with. Your doctor, your dentist, your hairdresser, the bakery person, the cleaners, anybody that you do business with, anyone that you put money in their pocket, you have the right to ask them for business and referrals. And, give them a few of your cards and tell them, hey, I'm in real estate. If you know anybody who's thinking of buying or selling, do you mind recommending them to me? And you'd be surprised. Even some places like bakeries or cleaners or even car washes I go into, and I do see a stand with a realtor's flyer, brochure, or business card. So feel free to ask. Again, if you put money in their pocket, the cleaners, the local cleaners, and you work with them, ask them, do you mind if I put with my business card and a flyers? A lot of times they're going to say, no, not at all. And it's, again, just marketing yourself, not to be a secret agent. Okay. So moving on, I mentioned other forms of prospecting and farming. Farm attorneys. How many times do you get asked about probate questions or trust questions? Or I hate to say it, but sometimes I even handled some divorce sales transactions during my time of selling real estate. They're actually a very good source of farming. And though we're not attorneys and we cannot give legal advice, but it's good to have a working relationship with a divorce attorney, or not for your personal use, but just for business use, and a trust attorney and a probate attorney, so that you can refer them business and then they can answer your questions. But this is where you have this two-way road and conversation. You talk to the attorney and say, I will refer you business. Like, say, for an example, on living trust, I'm sure you get asked a lot about living trust. Now, we cannot advise on vesting and how to put their properties in the trust and what to do, because we're not attorneys. But you can refer them a couple of attorneys and have a working relationship with them. In turn, those attorneys will give you business. And so it's a two-way road. So that's farming attorneys. Here's another good farming tool that I don't think too many realtors think about, but a lot of times when you're driving and you see a house for lease or for rent, do you realize that that's a phone number? It's more than just an address. It's a phone number. You have the phone number to the owner, to the landlord, to the property manager. You might catch them at that time and say, call them up and say, hey, I noticed I'm calling on the house that you have for rent on 123 Palm Street. Have you considered selling? Or would you like to know the current value of your property? You might get lucky. Let's face it, lately, rentals have been a headache for a lot of landlords, especially during this COVID time and all these moratoriums, and you can't raise the rent. You'll have a lot of owners saying, I'm fed up, and a matter of timing. And now you have a phone number. Again, better than an address. So contact them. Farm properties that are for rent or for lease. Back in the day when I was a realtor, it was the penny saver or the classified ads at the LA Times or the local newspaper for rent. It's so much easier now. Apartments.com, Zillow, you can get all these phone numbers of owners and property managers. So what a great source of farming. It's perfect right now. Now, like I said, we're now in today's era with social media and Facebook. And that is obviously, you know, a very fast and easy way to farm and to reach out to more and more people. And I do see the success in my clients who are working that. And I stress to continue to do that. And with AI, incorporating that and using that to your advantage for farming. But Peter, I know you asked about that. We have a social media class set up in a couple of weeks. So I'm not going to get too much into that, but Instagram, Facebook, you know, farming through social media is perfect. Okay. Now, there's still the old-fashioned way. And like I said, there's door knocking and there's mail outs and there's also cold calling. So let's first touch a little bit about cold calling on farming. I think Nicole touched on this, and it is true. The TCPA, which is the Telephone Consumer Protection Act, did set some new rules and guidelines for telemarketing that was supposed to start actually today. The good news is they have postponed it to next year. As of right now, it's postponed to January 2026. Regardless, even though they put that on the back burner, you still, when you do cold call, if you do generic cold calling, wherever you get your phone list, make sure it's on the scrubbed list. Okay, that the list that you get is scrubbed list, meaning they're on the do not call list, because they can always update that every 30 days and add their name to the do not call list. Okay, so that's just on the phone calling. Now it still works, and I still have agents calling and they still get listings, so it's still a source of prospecting. The other one is door knocking. I used to love door knocking. I love the personal contact. Now, of course, that's very time consuming at times, but it's also very effective. And I always say, you should always have one area that is your main focus, your main farm, your bread and butter. Okay. And it should be an area that you are very familiar with. So maybe close to where you live, so that you know schools, you know the churches, you know the community, you know what's going on, you know the restaurants that are opening up in the area, maybe an area that you grew up yourself or went to school to. That is very important. You should always have one farm area. Now, your other farm areas should be where your listings are. Okay, so whenever you get a listing, you should farm that and maximize that farm. Okay, so what's hot right now? I get asked, Yoli, what's hot? What's happening? What are the agents doing? How are they getting sales? I'll tell you right now, it's still a seller's market. Even though I said yes, we do see a lot more listings coming up, it's still a seller's market, and there's still multiple offers if the property is priced right, of course. Now, maximize your open house, because that's golden. That is the best way right now to get leads. If you have a listing, please market it. So what do? You should door knock it beforehand. And it's a perfect way to meet the neighbors and introduce yourself. And it's a subtle way. You're not asking them point blank up front, please, I want to list your house. I'm inviting you to an open house, your neighbor, open house this Saturday and Sunday from 12 to 3. I'd like to invite you. If you know of anybody who is thinking of moving into the neighborhood, could you please give them my flyer or let them know. It's a nice, subtle way. Trust me, they're going to come and show up because they want to see their neighbor's house. But if they're thinking about buying or selling, they're going to come in and they're going to visit. And then again, they're showing, wow, this agent's doing their job. So you definitely want to door knock and or cold call, again, a scrubbed list around your new listing and your open house. Be prepared, be ready, because that is, like I said, golden. Also know the inventory of what is on the market, what's the competition. And sometimes it's nice because these open houses can get so busy. It's good to team up with another agent to help you. One, for safety purposes, but two, know the other open houses in the area or listing that are on the market. And sometimes one agent can stay at the open house and the other one can show the other properties. So again, you're maximizing the most you can and getting the best return for that open house. So there are I have a lot of ideas, and I usually do like an hour class. So this is just a 15-minute one. But you know what? Call me. I'll be more than happy to sit down with you and go over. I have so many other ideas for prospecting. And you know what? Everyone is different. So you have to tailor it to what you feel comfortable with. Okay, what do you like? Some people do not like cold calling. Some people love door knocking. Some people like postcards and mail outs. Oh, I didn't even get started with mail outs, but I have a lot of good ideas and the pros and cons, what you should be doing with mail outs. You know, again, it's working smarter, not harder, because your time is money. Your time is very valuable. So you have to maximize everything you do, even down to your mail. Optimize your farms, because I know everything is very expensive. Postage is expensive. Postcards are expensive. You know, printing your newsletters is expensive. Envelopes, everything, and the time that you put into it. So customize it to who needs your services most. So I would love to sit down with any of you who want to get some ideas on how to farm and be successful and increase your business in 2025. And with that, I thank you for your time. I wish all of you a very happy new year, wishing you and your families happy, healthy, and prosperous 2025. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Yolanda. Your information is so valuable to us. Appreciate that very much.
Thank
Right.
you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Do we have a latecomer for the affiliates? He wants to pitch in. Anybody came in late? If not, I have a couple of announcements that I'd like to tell you before we get to the company business, okay? So there will be no comprehensive training this Tuesday. And as a matter of fact, the comprehensive RPA training is only once a month, according to Michelle. And so we won't have that, namely because it's a Chinese New Year's Eve. You know, we probably some of the agents will probably go home early. And there will be no lunch and learn this Wednesday because it is Chinese New Year.
Yay!
So happy Chinese New Year, okay? We'll take a break on the lunch and learn. But there will be training on Friday as usual, and that will be on a very important topic, the disclosure requirements for residential real estate, okay? That it would be, it's a very the informational training. Michelle will host that, and hopefully you can come and it's a hybrid training. You can either come to our Hamburg office in person, or you can attend through Zoom. Okay, there will be this Friday at 10 o'clock. All right. So with that, I would like to call upon Doug Meyer for update on the Arcadia office. Doug?
Good morning, everybody. Yolanda, that was really, really good information.
Oh, thank you.
You were in the business 4 years. I've been at over 50, and those things work. Trust me, they work. Okay. Anyway, so in Arcadia here, we have 5 new listings and 4 new sales. So our listings, Oscar just came in with a listing on Kaufman in Temple City, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1.8 million. Dorothy Lee has a lease on Naomi in Arcadia, 5-bedroom, 3-bath, 7,200. Trish Wynn has 3 new listings, all on Ben Camp in San Gabriel. I believe they're condos, 1.28, 1.38, and 1.88. So really, really good listings there. So anybody's got I believe they're luxury condos. You might talk to Trish. Anyway, on escrows, okay, we have Sharon Chow did a lease in Temple City on Woodruff, 3,800. Ming Lee did a sale, her listing. These are all listings, by the way. Oh my gosh, you guys take listings. It's all the listings that are selling. Ming Lee in Arcadia, condo on Arcadia Avenue, $1,180,000. Gary Lee had a lease in Almani on Washington. Almani, $3,600. Wow. And Suki Husky in Whittier. Leases are really important right now because, unfortunately, because of the fire, she had this property for lease for quite a while. Nothing. And all of a sudden, after the fire, she had 3 applications. So we went for $6,000 in Whittier. So there are things happening in Arcadia. I'm available for any of you agents, whoever need help. Please contact me if you need me. I work days, nights, and weekends, so on the phone. Okay. I mean, I do really. I'm always available.
Do you sleep?
Unless I'm sleeping or in the shower, then I'm not. Anyway, you all have a great day.
Okay, very good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Doug. Appreciate your hard work. Okay, as for the Alhambra office, we are doing pretty good. We have 5 listings and new listings and 5 sales. The listing we have is 3 listings from Nina Xu, one for 721,000, one for 1.5 million, and 1.388 million dollars. And those are all condos in Alhambra. Very nice condos and very good locations, and I'm sure that they will sell very fast. And Cindy Fan has a residential listing in Moreno Valley for 620,000. And Anna Lozada has income property for 1.03 million in Rosemead. And the Rosemead is pretty local to us, and it seems like to be a pretty good location, and I'm sure that that will sell pretty fast. Okay, we have also 5 escrows. 5 properties in escrow. The first one was by Cindy Fan for 645,000. The second one is for Harrison Cam for 915,000 in Monterey Park, one of the condos that he sold recently. Nice condo, nice price too, for only 915,000. And another residential sale for Christine Fan for 899,000 in Glendora. And also Cody and Cindy co-listed the residential property in Alhambra for 585,000. As a matter of fact, the Cindy and Cody has a lot of co-listing among themselves, and they're very successful in door knocking and getting listings. So it was a pretty good success story for them. Okay, so I have to re-emphasize the old-fashioned way of door knocking still works. And, so that's good. Congratulations to them. And then Kathy Wong has a land sale. $1.7 million in Menifee, which is a developing area. So 1.7 million for land. That's pretty good. Okay, congratulations to all of you. Okay, is there any pitch on the property or any thing that came in that haven't that I have not mentioned, or any reduction in price, this is the time to speak up. Anybody who wants to tell us about their property? We have a couple of minutes for you to pitch your own properties. Anybody? Everybody seems to be quiet so today, huh? Okay, well, if not, then I'll go to my business and try to share some information with you for today. Okay. Let me see, where's my PowerPoint? Okay. I'm going to give you some legal update for this week. And you know, every time I mention or talk about the fire, the recent fire, it was a creepy feeling for me, because it was a close call for me on the first night of the fire and the wind. And you know, there was a fire erupted a half a mile from my house, and we were ready to evacuate, you know. And that feeling that suddenly came into was so terrible, you know. I don't know how to describe it. But luckily, the firemen came readily and put out the fire in half an hour, and then our neighborhood is safe. Appreciate that the hard work of the firemen. You know, without them, you know, we're going to have a lot of trouble in that area. But anyway, for me, I'm very lucky that you know, our houses and everything is safe. My hearts go to those people who lost their home. You know, one of my friend's house, his grandfather's house is burned down to the ground. You know, in Altadena. So that was a very, very bad feeling, and they lost everything they had. You know, all the sentimental values and all that is unbelievable. So you know, I'm glad that most of our agents are you know, safe and sound, and you know, but what can we do? This is natural disaster. But anyway, because of that, you know, there's a lot of relief that is being offered. And, you know, as of January 26th, the damage from this fire is staggering. The fire has burned 50,000 acres. 50,000 acres, you know, there's a large stretch of land, resulting in the destruction of approximately 16,000 homes and structures, and at least 28 people die, you know. And then so right now the insurance has already has a claims of more than $30 billion, but the actual damage is much more than that. You know, it is estimated to be exceeding $135 billion, which is unbelievable. This is just a big number, you know. Potentially, this is the biggest disaster and one of the costliest in the U.S. history. So because of that, the California Association of Realtors provided a lot of help and a lot of resources to help those who suffer from this fire. And you can have a lot of information in the California Association of Realtors website, the Smart Zone. And also you can have, you know, if you have any questions regarding the Wi-Fi, you can email the LA Fires at car.org. And also the CAR has a disasters release fund of up to $10,000 to assist any realtors who will suffer from these fires. So there's a lot of help out there. So all you have to do is call and ask for help. Don't be you know, don't be shameful, or don't be shy. You know, this, you know, if you need some help, ask for some. And also there's a SBA disasters fund loans available. So the SBA is trying to help people who need emergency loan. And this SBA is a low cost loan, with similar to the EIDL. Remember, during the COVID time, we have the EIDL loans that is like 1 or 2% that you can repay in 5 years. It's an emergency loan, and then it's very easy to qualify. So this time they have the same thing. It's very similar to EIDL. And I don't know how much is the interest rate, but I'm sure it's way lower than the market rate. And then it's much easier to qualify. And all you have to do is to contact them and ask for the SBA administration for those SBA loans. And then there's a tax relief. The property tax, if the property is affected by the fire, you can apply for the appeal for the reassessment or forbearance of the property tax. If you cannot afford to pay the property tax at this time, you can ask the assessor's office to postpone your property tax payment. And all you have to do is to file the misfortune or calamity application with the LA County Assessor's Office. So this is a good relief for the properties that are affected. And then the insurance relief, and you know that nowadays it's very difficult to get insurance coverage. And actually, 17% of the real estate deals fell through because of the inability to get the insurance. But now, because of the fire, the California Department of Insurance instituted a mandatory 1-year moratorium on the non-renewal or cancellation of the homeowner's insurance, meaning that within a year, the insurance carrier cannot non-renew your policy or cancel your policy or refuse to cover your homes. And this is a 1-year moratorium, and because of the emergency, and it's very ready they try to implement it strictly. In other words, if there's any complaint, the insurance carrier can get into a lot of troubles. And as a matter of fact, they are cracking down on the insurance carriers that refuse to renew or cancel their policies. And the commissioners diligently prosecuting those carriers who are in violations of these moratoriums. So all you have to do is to file a complaint against the public adjuster or go to the department's website or call 800-927-4357 to get help. Okay, I think there's a good things that we finally get a relief from the insurance carrier. And then the mortgage relief came into effect also. A lot of banks are already got notice from the FDIC and OCC and saying that, hey, they should help the people who get affected by the fire. And if they have a mortgage delinquent, they can apply for mortgage forbearance for a period of time. And also there's one-on-one assistance on additional questions. And you can always reach out to the CARD for the transaction rescue hotline and ask for help. Also, there's a telephone number here, 213-739-8383. You can also call the lenders directly, and they're eager to help, because I know that because in my own bank that we are already gearing help to help those people who are affected by these calamities. And also there are foreclosure moratoriums, meaning that if they are behind on their payment and the banks cannot foreclose it right away, they have to wait. And also for the loans and FHA, the Freddie Mac and Fannie Mae's, they can also provide help without penalty for up to 12 months. So all you have to do is you either go to transactionrescue.org or California.org or 739-8383 and ask for help. Okay. And another thing is that the governor trying to come help too. He issued an executive order prohibiting people to solicit. Actually, it's called making the unsolicited offer to buy the property under the fair market value. So in other words, if some product, if the agent calls you or call the property owner who are affected by the fire and saying that they can purchase the property at very easily and in an emergency fashion, but below the market value, this is forbidden by the executive order. If you do that, you're doing it in violation of the law, and you can be prosecuted by that for that. So be careful and don't try to gouge people or take advantage of the victims of this fire. And also there's a the price gouging law. As you know, the California, during any emergency, which right now the governor declared emergency for the whole California because of the fire, and saying that, hey, this is the time of emergency, a time where you cannot gouge people. In other words, you cannot raise your rent or any price by 10% during the declared state of emergency. And then it's illegal for anybody or any business to raise a rental price above the 10%. So in other words, if you raise more than 10%, you are in violation of this price gouging, either for the sale price of the property or for the rental of the property. It carries a very stiff penalty. For criminal prosecution, you may face up to 1 year in jail and $10,000 fine. And even for the civil penalty, it also can apply in addition to the criminal prosecution. The civil penalty carries a fine up to $2,500 per violation, and then also potential restitutions. So be careful of that. They already, the Attorney General's office already prosecuted one the agent for violation of this price gouging law. Okay, so if you want to get any information on that, you can go to quick guide on the price gouging law and residential rental property in the CAR. Okay. And there's a new ruling on the Corporate Transparency Act. As you know, that this act mandates that for any corporation, LLC, or any entity, a business entity, you have to do the what we call the business ownership information report to the FinCEN institution. This is for anti money laundering effect, and then so this is a requirement. It was to be effective beginning of 2025, but now it has been postponed, and because the Texas sue for the moratoriums. And they said it's a violation of constitutional right, and so now it's in the hand of the appeals court. And on December 26, 2024, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeal issued a new order restating the preliminary injunction. So right now, you're not required to file the BOI report until it's further notice. So, but nevertheless, you should be prepared to file that, because as soon as this is lifted, you're required to file it right away. Okay. But as for now, you don't have to report it and until further notice. Okay, now there's a questions that I got from the agent lady, and it's regarding the living trust. You know, when you put your property under the name of the living trust, well, you know, other than just recording with the tech recorder's office, you must, for your insurance purposes, you must advise your insurance carriers that you have put the property into the trust, and also you want to put the living trust as the additional insurer in your policy. Otherwise, when you have a claim, there will be a lot of trouble because the ownership alignment is not correct. If you just have if you buy the property in a personal name, and now the property is in the name of the trust, so they are not the same. So when they look at your policy, they say, hey, you know, this is two different ownership, so you will get into trouble. And also when they pay you for the claim, you know, you have trouble cashing your check because it's not the same the payee. And also, you want to be protected as well, be as you know, personally, because if you just have the name as a personal name and not the living trust name, potentially, you know, you cannot be covered both the trustee as a trustee and also as a personal name. So remember, you know, when you put the trust, put the property into the trust, you also inform the insurance carriers that you want to put the living trust as an additional insurer. That's very important. Okay, and thanks for Nancy, and she reminded me last week, so that I want to tell you and emphasize to you in today's presentation. So that's all I have to share with you. And any questions? Anybody have any question about what we talked about or anything in general? Yeah, we're pretty good timing, huh? Very good.
Yep. Good timing. Good timing.
Yeah, we're very good timing. Okay,
Happy New Year, everyone.
Peter.
Yes.
Hi. I just thought this information that you just relayed to all of us is very important, and many of us did not keep it in mind, but we should, you know.
Yeah, we should. Yeah, this is. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Okay, any more questions?
Nope.
Well, if not, I wish you guys to have a very happy Chinese New Year.
Don't fat choi, con si fat sai.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Bye, everyone.
Happy New Year.
Don't forget to come Thursday morning.
Yeah, I'll try, John. I'll try to see you. All right?
Do it. We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.
Have a good one.
Goodbye, everybody.
Reach out. I'm here for
Bye.
your information.